Hello, my dear students. So today we will discuss one problem on that is moment distribution method. We will analyze this continuous beam by moment distribution method. So first I'll read the question. Analyze the continuous beam. And draw BMD by moment distribution method. So the span AB is 6 meter, span BC is 3 meter, and span CD is 8 meter. And for span AV, the moment of inertia is 1.5 I, and for BCI, for CD it is 2 I. Okay, and next is the loading for span AB is 60 kilonewton at a distance of 4 meter. Means it is not at the center, it is at a distance 4 meter, and from support B it is 2 meter. Okay, for the BC span it is UDL, that's 20 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so this is 20 kilonewton per meter, and for CD that is 30 kilonewton. So as how we done in the slope deflection method, same thing you have to do here in moment distribution method also. So step number 1 is you are supposed to calculate the fixed end moments. So what are you supposed to do? In step number 1 we are supposed to calculate the fixed end moments. So what is the formula? Okay, so if the load is eccentric, so what is the formula for the to calculate the fixed end moment? That is MFAB is equal to, formula is WAB square by L square. WAB square by L square. So what is A? So this distance is A, this distance is B. So what is A? A is 4 and B is how much? That is 2. Why? Because 6 meter is there, means this will be 4, means this will be 2. So W minus WAB square by L square. So W is 60, the load, and A is 4 meter and B is 2 meter. So if we calculate this one, so what you are getting? So you are getting that is minus 26.67 kilonewton meter. Next, for same thing, MFAB is our next. I'll go for MFBA. For MFBA, what is the formula? The formula will be WA square B by L square. WA square B by L square. That is the formula. So if you substitute the values accordingly, we are getting 53.33. Okay, so this is the value what you are getting. Next, for span BC, the loading is UDL. The loading is UDL. If it is UDL, then what is the formula? For UDL, the formula is MFBC will be minus WL square by 12, and MFCB will be equal to plus WL square by 12. This is the thing you should remember. So accordingly, that is minus WL square by 12. So W is what? That is 20 kilonewton per meter. W is what? That is 20 kilonewton per meter. So that is 20 into L is what? Span of that BC. So here we have taken MFBC, means span BC was protected. The L is 3 meter divided by 12. So that is answer will be minus 15. The same thing MFCB will equal to plus. See, this will be minus WL square by 12, means this will be plus WL square by 12. That is 15. Next, if we move for the span BC, it is 30 kilonewton is acting exactly at the center. Where it is acting? It is exactly at the center. So exactly is at the center means what is the formula? So MCB. MFCB is equal to what? That is minus WL by 8. MFCB is equal to what? Minus WL by 8. What is the value of W? W value kitna hai? So it is 30. That is minus 30 into L is what? That is 8 divided by 8. So it will get cancelled, means MFCB will be equal to minus 30 kilonewton meter. Same thing, MFDC will be equal to plus 30 kilonewton per meter. So this is the step number 1. So whenever if you want to solve the problem in moment distribution method, what is the step number 1? Step number 1 is to calculate the fixed end moment. What is the step number 2? In step number 2, we have to prepare the distribution. We have to calculate the distribution factor. We have to calculate the distribution factor. For that one, we have to prepare the distribution table. So in distribution table, what are the contents that will going to come? First is joint. First will be joint. Next will be members. Next is K means stiffness and summation of K. And next one is distribution factor. So here, if you'll see in this beam, what are the joints here? The joints are what? Here, joint B and C. Joint B and C. Here, joint B and joint C. So as per diagram, so here you are supposed to consider this joint B and joint C. So here from joint B, what are the beams that is connecting? BA and BC. BA and BC. And for CB, that is CB and CD. For joint C, CB and CD. For joint B, that is BA and BC. Same thing it is written. So if you see here, what is reasons from joint B, what are the span BA and BC for C, CB and CD. Next, here one thing you have to remember, if here in moment distribution method or in continuous beam, intermediate supports are treated as a fixed. What you have to remember here, intermediate supports will be treated as a fixed or continuous fixed. Then what you supposed to take, if far end is fixed, try to remember, if far end is fixed, you are supposed to take, what is supposed to take, so you are supposed to take 4 ei by l. If far end is fixed, what you are supposed to take, 4 ei by l. Don't get confused. Okay. And if far end is hinged, okay, or you can say pinned, then you are supposed to take 3 ei. Okay, so this is the thing you are supposed to remember. Okay, so for this case, if you calculate the distribution table, I think here just now what I done here, distribution table has been prepared. So for first part is okay for everyone, joint is B and C, from B, BA and BC, for CB and CD. So if you go for this one, stiffness factor K, stiffness factor K for BA, for BA, for BA, for BA, what about far end is fixed or this end is fixed or what? This is fixed. Fixed means what you are supposed to take, 4 ei by l. Same thing for BC, from joint B. What about C? Is it a continuous beam? Okay, so this support, this is pinned, this is a roller support, then also treat as a fixed support. So then also this value is also equal to 4 ei by l. This is the thing you have to remember. So if you go for this diagram, so what is the thing is written here? So this is also 4 ei by l, and this was also 4 ei by l. 4 ei. What is the value of I? So if you see the diagram here, so for this beam, for BA beam, so what is the value of I? Here what you written for BA, you will write 4 ei by l. 4 ei by l. So I value is what? I value is 1.5. I value is at 1.5. I was supposed to write L is what? 6 meter. Okay, so if you substitute, you will get this one, first part. Same thing for BC, 4 ei by L. 4 ei by L. So 4 ei by L. L is what? 3 meter. And what about I? I is I only. Okay, for the BC span. Next. Next, if you go for CB. For CB, again it will be continuous, no? So the continuous means what you have to say, fixed only. So here also that will come 4 ei by L. 4 ei by L means what? Are 4 e, what is the value of I? I is as it is, L is what? 3. So same value we are getting here also. This is 1.33 and this is also 1.33. So this, how we are getting this one? This is also 4 ei by L. Okay, 4 ei by L. So that's why I am getting that value. Next. So next part is this CD. So CD, if you will go for in this diagram, so what about CD? So CD far end is again fixed. So fixed means what? For fixed means you have to remember, if far end is fixed, then you are supposed to take 4 ei by L. What are you supposed to take? You are supposed to take 4 ei by L. So 4 ei. I means what? Here for CD span, what is the value of I? For CD span, what is the value of I? I is 2i. Means 4 ei. I means what will 2i divided by L. L is what? 8 meter. If you solve this one, you are getting this value. Okay. Is it okay for everyone? So this is okay for everyone. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. So next, summation of K. So what is the meaning of summation of K? Summation of K means for joint B, you have to add both the values. So EI plus 1.33 EI. So how much? This will be 2.33 EI. Is addition of these two. Addition of these two. Same thing, addition of these two will be 2.33 EI. EI plus 1.33 EI, how much? That will be 2.33 EI. Next, distribution factor. How we are going to calculate the distribution factor? Distribution factor formula will be equal to K by summation of K. K by summation of K. What is the value of K here? K for first case BA के लिए ये K क्या है? That is EI. What is summation of K? That will be 2.33 EI. So EI get cancelled. 1 by 2.33 will be 0.429. Okay. Same thing for this. How we will get this value? This value is what is the formula for distribution factor? K by summation of K. So K means what? For this BC span, what is K value? That is 1.33 EI divided by summation of K. Summation of K means what? 2.33. So if we solve this one, what is the value we are getting? 0.77. Same thing, how we are getting this one? Same, this will be K by summation of K. K by summation of K is, what is the value of K? K is 1.33 I 1.33 EI divided by 2.33. The same is 0.571. Same thing for CD. CD also same formula. So what is the formula? Summation of K. K by summation of K. K means what here? EI divided by 2.33 EI. So if we solve this one, we are getting the value of distribution factor. Means distribution factor for BA is 0.429, for BC is 0.571, for CD is 0.571. So these are the things you have to remember. Sorry, 0.429. So these are the distribution factor for different beams, that is BA, BC, CB and CD. Next, after step 2, we have to next step is we are supposed to moment distribution table. It's very important. So how we are going to prepare the moment distribution table? So first thing you have to remember, and rest of the things is repetitive. Okay, so just see here. So first is you are supposed to write joints. Next is the member. This is B. Yeah, okay, this is B joints. For beam far end is A and this one is C. Okay, so how we are going to prepare this table? Just I will tell you once. First, that is joint A, B, C, D. So first I will write the distribution factor. First what I will do? First I will write the distribution factor. So distribution factor will be 0.429. So what is it one? If we say this one, what is the value of BA? BA distribution factor is 0.429. For BC, this is 0.571. For BC will be 0.571. So same thing for CB 0.571, for CD 0.429. So next one is fixed end moment. So this is this. Can you tell me which value is this one? So here if you written means this is like that. You have to read this one. So this is the fixed end moments for MF MAB. MFAB. That is minus 26.67. Same thing. What about this 53? What about this 53.33? This 53.33 is this value, means MFBA. Okay, same thing here. What you written here? Minus 15. Minus 15 is MFBC. Same thing. CT is, this value is MFCB. And same thing, this one is MFCD and this one is MFDC. So you got an idea. Next part is balancing. So how we are going to do this one? Same thing, this one is repetitive. So please, if you understand this part, rest of the things is only repeated part. So next, how we are going to solve this one? Try to take a note of this one. So first, what we're supposed to do? We have to add these two values. 53.33 minus 15. 53.33 minus 15. So after step number 1, in step number 1, that is fixed moment has been calculated. In step number 2, we are calculated the distribution factor. So after calculating distribution factor, we have to prepare the moment distribution table. So moment distribution table, the first you are supposed to write joints. After that one you have to write, that is B point joints A, B, C, D. So, okay. So next one is, first you have to write distribution factor. So distribution factor for BA is how much? That is 0.429. Okay. So for BC is 0.571, for CB is 0.571, and for CD is 0.429. Okay. These are the values what you are having. Next. So after that one, so first is distribution factor. Next is we are supposed to write a fixed end moment. So here what we written? So this is the value of fixed end moment for MFAB. So what is the value of MFAB? Minus 26.67. And in second thing we are writing fixed end moment. So here this 53.3 is what? MFBA. Next one is, this one is our for, so this is the thing how we are writing BA. So here this side BC, and this side there is CB. So same thing if you'll see here. So MF BC will be minus 15 fixed end moment, and MFCB is plus 15, and MFCD is minus 30, MFDC is 30. So these are the values. Okay. So next. So after that one you have to balancing this one. So next is this is the repetitive part. Okay. Same thing, once if you understand the things, same thing will be repetitive. So how we are going to write this one? So first part is supposed to do the addition of these two. So addition of these two means what? 53.33 53.33 minus 15. So what is the value? 53.33 minus 15. So you are getting, that is 38.33. How much you are getting? 38.33. So 38.33, this value should be multiplied with this distribution factor. That is how much you are getting? 0.429. So how much I got the value? So I got the value of, that is 53.33 minus 15. Minus 15 value will be equal to 38.33. So after this 38.33 should be multiplied with this distribution factor, that is 0.429. So if you go for this 0.429, if you go with 0.429, if you multiply, that is 38.33 into 0.429. So you will get 16.44. 16.44. That's how we are going to do for this one. So that is this addition of this 53.33 minus 15 is, that is that of this value should be multiplied with this 0.429. So 38.33 into 0.429, we are getting 16.44. So you are getting here plus. So for balancing, it should be multiplied with negative sign. So here what you will write, if you are getting plus, you have to write negative sign. So I am getting 16.44. So that's why here how much I am writing? Minus 16.44. Same thing for this is left side, and right side also you have to, same thing is to be okay, done. So how it is? 38.33, that is 38.33. 38.33, how you are getting? 53.33 minus 15 will be 30. 38.33 you will multiply with what? That is, now I earlier I multiplied 0.429, now I will multiply with this value 0.571. So what is the value we are getting? That is 38.33 into 0.571. So we are getting 21.89. So I am getting plus. What I am getting? I am 21.89. I am getting plus. So what you are supposed to write? You are supposed to write negative sign. What you are supposed to write? Negative. If you are getting plus, you have to write negative. If you are getting negative, you have to write plus. Next, you tell me how you will do this one. So addition of these two. 15 minus 30 is, what is the answer? Minus 15 is the answer. Okay. So minus 15 you got. So next, this minus 15, this minus 15 is to be multiplied with what? This 0.571. So 0.571. So if we multiply 15 into 0.571, so what you are getting? 8.57. So you are getting minus 8.5, means minus 15 to 0.57, you are getting minus 8.57. So I am getting minus minus. So here what is supposed to write? For balancing, you are supposed to write plus. So 8.57. Next same thing, you have to go for this one also. So minus 15, you are getting addition of these two. This should multiply with 0.429. So if you will get 0.429, you are getting minus 6.4432. For balancing, you are supposed to write, instead of minus, we are going to write plus. Is it okay for everyone? I think first step is over. Distribution factor. You will write the distribution factor. What you calculated the previous step. Fixed end moment. It is calculated in the step number 1. Write as it is. Next, for balancing, how we are going to perform? First, addition of these two values. What is the value you are getting? It should be multiplied with this distribution factor. If you are getting plus value, write it in negative. If you are getting negative value, you have to substitute plus value. I think everyone is okay with this one. Next one is here. Use check out. So from with B support, A support is what? Far end is fixed or what? Definitely it is fixed. Yeah, as per my diagram, it is fixed. If far end is fixed means half of the moment will be transferred. Half of that value will be transferred here. So how much? 16.22. 16.44 divided by 2. So this half will be transferred here. How much it will transfer? Half. So half will be equal to minus 8.22. Same thing here also you can do it. 8.57 half will be 4.29 and 20.89 half will be equal to 10.91. Same thing here also. That is 6.439 half will be equal to 3.22. Same thing. Now same thing it will be repeated. Means next I will go. After that one what will do? Here how much value we are getting? 4.89. How much we are getting? 4.89. Okay, so this 4.29 what will do? Same thing, this 4.29 should be multiplied with 0.429. So if we multiply 4.29 with 0.429, you are getting plus 1.84. So if you are getting plus, what will write? Minus. So how we are going to get this one? 4. I will write here. 4.29 should be multiplied with this value, 0.429. So you are getting, what is the value? You are getting 1.84 plus you are getting. So if I am getting plus means what are you supposed to write? You have to write negative sign, minus 1.84. Same thing, if you go for 4.29, it should multiply with 0.571. So you are getting 2.45. It is plus. So that's why I am getting negative sign. Same thing we can do here also. Minus 10.95. So 10.95 should be multiplied with 0.571. So if you multiply with this value, or you are getting 6.25. So you are getting minus. So I am writing plus here. Same thing, 10.595 should be multiplied with 0.429. You are getting minus 4.70. So if you are getting minus, I had supposed to write plus. So 4.70. Okay. So you got an idea. So same thing is to be repeated. Next I will move for the next step. Here after that one, here I am getting the value. Okay, so what you are getting here? Same thing again, half will be transferred here. Why I am transferring? Because far end is fixed. 1.84 half will be 0.92. Same thing, 6.25 half will be 3.14. 2.45 half will be 1.23 and 4.7 is 1. Same thing it will be repeated now. Again what we will do now? Again this 3.13 should be multiplied with what? Multiply with 0.429. So if we multiply 0.429, you are getting plus 1.34. So if you are getting plus, you will write negative. So that's why it's negative I am written. So next is again same thing, 3.13 should be multiplied with 0.571. So you are getting 1.79 plus you are getting. So plus if you are getting plus, you are supposed to write negative sign. So 1.79 it is written. Next. Same thing here also, minus 1.23 is to multiply with 0.571. You are getting minus 0.70. So if you are getting minus 0.70, you are supposed to write the plus value. Same thing, 1.23. Again minus 1.23 is multiplied 0.429. So again you are getting the same value. Okay. So next is, it is to be repeated till this value equal to nearly equal to 0. So next up to this one I have came. So same thing again. Again, if you go for this one, this is the value. Again, half will be transferred here. Again, this half will be transferred here, half will be transferred here, half will be transferred here. Same thing again, 0.375. Again, this 0.35 you multiply with 0.429, you are getting plus 0.15. So if you are getting plus 0.15, we are to supposed to write negative sign. Again, this value is multiplied with 0. Again, this value 0.35 is multiplied with 0.571, you will get plus 0.20, you will write negative sign. So again, you are getting these things. So half again transferred, half will transfer this side, half will transfer this side, half will transfer this side. So finally, you are getting here 0.11. Okay, is nearly equal to 0. So means we have up to nearly equal to 0, you have to perform this one. Maximum 3 to 4 iteration is to be sufficient. Don't go for more than 3. Okay, so this is after that one, what's supposed to do? So here 0.11 minus 0.11, 0.15, 0.06, 0.04. So up to this one, this is sufficient, I think. Okay, up to this one you can perform. Okay, nearly 3 is sufficient. Okay, so next is you do addition of this all. Okay, so next what is supposed to do? Addition of this all. Okay, that will give the MAB. Addition of this all will give the MBA. Addition of this all will give you MBC. Addition of this all will give MCB. Addition of this all will give MCD. Addition of this all will give MDC. So finally, what are the movements? So this is the value for MAB, and this is MBA, this is MBC, this is MCD, and if it is MCD, and if it is MDC. This is the final values what you are getting. So same thing it is written. So next finally is asking you to draw the bending moment diagram. So bending moment diagram, how will draw? So for this beam, what is the free bending moment diagram? So how we are getting this AT? AT we are getting, that is WAB by L. So W is what? This free beam I am telling. W is 60 into A is what? So A is 4. So W AB by L. So W is 60 and A is 4 and B is 2. So divided by L. So that is 680. So next is, okay. So next is for this span, this is WL square bed because it is UDL, no? So WL square bed. W is what? 20 kilonewton per meter. 20 into L is 3. L is 3 and divided by 8. So that this is the value. So for this next for last span, WL by 4. For last will be WL by 4. Okay. So for this one, how the diagram it will be? It will be like that. This is free BMD. Next, the actual movement what you are getting. So MAB. So if same thing, it is calculation is shown here. Okay. So you can see here for MAB, that is WAB by L. So MBC because UDL, that is WL square by 8. For MCD, that is WL by 4. Okay. So for this case, MAB is 36.56, 33.45. So accordingly, this BMD diagram has been drawn here. So if you see here, so MAB is what? 33.33. So for MBC, that is 33.45. Next value is here and next value is here, and finally this is the way what you are getting. Okay, so as per the tabular column, this is the final bending moment diagram for this one. Okay, this is all concerned with this column. So if there is any doubt, you can give a comments. So accordingly we'll discuss in the next lecture. Thank you very much for your patience.